Take two. Right, I'm a bit pissed off here because I just tried to record this speech with my webcam. It's one of the reasons I don't use a webcam. And it disconnected halfway through it, like, you know, try reconnecting or whatever, it comes on the screen. Because I was telling the truth and that, like, it goes straight to YouTube, doesn't it, if you use a webcam, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, my speech is, it's just a short speech, right? Like I say, I'm a bit infuriated here, like, because I got halfway through it, like, and then it disconnected, like, fucking YouTube, Google, knobheads. Well, anyway, my speech was about current affairs today, you know, what's going on with Obama, ISIS, all that kind of stuff, yeah, right? We've already seen footage of Obama, right? Anyone who doesn't know that Obama is wrong at the moment, or you haven't sussed it out yet that there's something dodgy about Barack Obama, right? Then you need to go to see a psychiatrist. Or, I don't know, you need to watch Sesame Street or something, you know, because, like, if you haven't sussed it out by now, right, I don't know, it's like, you know, everyone, I just want to see good things on YouTube lately. I just want to see something new, something I haven't heard before, artistic stuff, funny stuff. I want to see people having a laugh, yeah, mocking the system or whatever. I want to see the Queen being arrested, and that kind of thing, like, oh, you know, any more evidence against, you know, all the royals and that kind of stuff would be nice to see, like, you know, if there was a, you know, but anyway, I don't want to see the news. I don't want to see the news on YouTube. I see enough of it, don't I, when I watch. I check the news out from time to time to see what they're playing at, like, you know what I mean, what the latest move is or what the latest spin is, like, yeah. And lately, the latest spin is, like, showing all these people who are being bombed in Syria or whatever, yeah? Which we know is wrong. We know that's wrong, right? Like I say, all Obama's after is the oil and all that stuff. We all know that, the New World Order connection, like, they just want to, you know, Africa and Syria or whatever, yeah? But we've got footage there's already footage out there of Obama, right? Talking about, criticising the Bible in a very underhanded, like, I don't know, it's twisted the way he's doing it, like he's twisting things where he refers to a quote in the Bible where God tells the prophet to kill all the women and children and kill all the cattle and not leave anyone living, right, in a particular. Now the people that part of the Bible was talking about were like an evil race, an evil seed of, like, freaks. They would have ended up being either, like, vampires or, I don't know, it's something perverse, something wrong in a whole society. And that's what God was talking about when he said, don't spare anyone, like, you know what I mean? But you got Obama mentioning that, where he's saying, like, to a crowd of thousands of people who voted him in, all the pricks in America who voted him in, standing there cheering him, like, and he says, like, oh, what about, this so-called God who orders that women and children all be slaughtered? And all that. Now it's so easy to do, isn't it? Sort of like, you know, it's called misinformation, guys. It's, you know, that's a classic example of misinformation or disinformation, right? Where he's trying to, like, corrupt the word of God into, like, making it look like God wants all women and children to be slaughtered, right? Which is bullshit. Anyone who's read the Bible properly or studied it knows that, like, right? But so what's he doing? Like, what's he put on the telly? We have these air raids, it's British pilots and fucking American pilots dropping bombs on people, like, and then they show all these scenes of carnage and people coming out of the ruins and, you know, bombed out houses. So what's that going to provoke in your mind? Bearing in mind that Obama's behind the whole fucking move, like, you know, where they're saying, like, we've got to stop ISIS. They invented ISIS. ISIS is their invention. So, like, in the same way they invented Al-Qaeda. And if you still haven't sussed that out yet, guys, you need to go to see a psychiatrist or Sesame Street or something, like, and start your alphabet all over again if you can't see the fucking spin going on the news and that, like. Right. Now, so what's Obama playing at with that, like, and Cameron, likewise, all the world leaders, what are they playing at with that? You see on your news screen, you see a load of women and children or whatever being rushed into hospital and bombed out houses and everything. What's going to pop up in your brain, first and foremost? bearing in mind what Obama's already done, like saying like, oh, and this so-called God who says kill all women and children, first thing going to pop up into your head is like, oh, why isn't God doing anything to help these poor people? Do you understand what it's designed to do? Because that's what the beast wants you to do, that's what the devil wants you to do, or the beast, or the, I don't know what you want to call it, like, you know what I mean? I call it the beast. I know what it is like, you know what I mean? What it looks like. It's a horrible, heartless monster, right? That's going to get everyone thinking, why, you know, anyone who's atheist, or anyone who hasn't studied the Bible, or is not interested in it, it's going to get them all going like, why isn't God helping these people? That's the first thing that's going to pop into your heads, guys, you know what I mean? And I don't care what anyone says. If there wasn't a God, you wouldn't be alive in the first place. If you know, you wouldn't be able to sit there and eat your tea, or, you know, enjoy the sunshine, or go for walks, or take time out and enjoy things. Like, if we sat down watching our news channels all day and night, we'd be fucking wanting to kill ourselves. You know what I mean? Eventually, it'd be like, oh, I want to slash my wrists. Where's God? Where's God now? All these people dying, I want to slash my wrists. And that's basically what the whole machine is trying to do, like, right? And in my opinion, right, this has all happened before on Mars, right? I said this on my other video where I got cut off, like, you know what I mean? So, all this stuff has happened before, guys, on Mars. Mars was an advanced civilization with water and everything, yeah. And then these, like, lizardy type creatures appear, like, we call them Illuminati or whatever. I don't know what you want to call them. I just call them royalty. You know, I just call them royalty, the lizards, like. You know, you can go look at the badges and everything with, like, dragons with wings and everything, like, all fucking walking around and that, like. Pardon me French, like, but I can't be arsed, like, you know, stepping lightly, like, you know what I mean? Right. But, like I say, we are food, guys. This is what we're supposed to be. We're being geared up to be like food, right? And you've got these dinosaur people. What do dinosaurs want to do? They want to just eat meat, don't they? They go, ooh, meat, meat, ooh, meat. We're meat, you know what I mean? I'm not like muscle and bone or whatever. Like, it's flesh and muscle and you know, if you put me on a stove, on a frying pan and cook me up, like, I'd be a nice little munch, if you know what I'm saying. All people are like capable of being a nice little munch, do you know what I mean? And what I've learnt about these creatures, like I say, if you put a cuddly little bunny rabbit in front of a human being, the chances are we would say, oh, isn't that nice and cute and cuddly, right? You put the same bunny rabbit in front of an anaconda, or a snake, or that kind of creature, it's just got its little sensors in its head that just goes, food, picks up its heat, its blood flow, or whatever, and says, food, food. And you've got to realise in this game, this Martian, like, invasion that seems to be going on, like, these fallen angels or whatever, like, they're trying to set us up to be food. You know, I hate to be, like, realistic about this. I know it's a bit of a shocker, like, but, you know, in my opinion, we're leaving this world behind. It's a sinking ship, you know what I mean? And my advice to people is, when you watch these things on the news, like, I know it's emotional, I know it's sad, but don't let it affect you. Don't let it get to you, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it can make us turn us into drama kings and drama queens by just going, oh, but it's so emotional and I can't stand watching people suffer. That's exactly what the beast wants you to do, guys. You know what I mean? So, my advice to people is, you're going to be clear-minded about this stuff when it does, because it's going to get worse, isn't it, all the time, like. You've got to have your wits about you, like, and be sharp. Be prepared to defend yourself and that, like. But if you can't agree with me on that one, that Obama's already put his foot in it, doing that, say, you know, let's face it, come on, isn't it a bit uncanny, like? Oh, you know, he points out that bit in the Bible, like, you know what I mean? Oh, kill women and children, and then all this stuff's going on in the world, which would make anyone think, where's God, like? Why isn't God helping? I mean, the fact of the matter is that, like, this world is just like a speck of dust, and we're all like little specks of dust on it, like, you know. And God's got more important matters to attend to, you know what my opinion, like. You know what I mean? I wouldn't bring a child into this world. I wouldn't bring a child into this world knowing how fucking shit it is, to be honest, like. So anyway, when you watch the news on the telly and you watch all these channels all showing these, like, depressing scenes and that, just think about what Obama's playing at. Instead of thinking, like, doing what he wants you to think, like, oh, why isn't God helping? Because that's what it's designed to do, guys. That's what it's all designed to do, is to make you start going, how can there be a God if this is going on? The amount of people have asked me that question. I sit down and I say, they say, do you believe in God now? And I say, yeah, I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and I believe it. I believe it's totally and utterly believe in God. Yeah, right. I know what the first question is, they always say to me, well, how come people die? How come people die? How come there's wars and deaths and that, like? And I'm like, oh man, not again. Not that same question again, like. Like, how come we're alive, is what I should reply with, innit? How come you're alive? How come I'm alive to talk about this now? How come we're alive? Doesn't anyone say that for a change? How come there's loads of babies being born? How come there is life going on, like? How come there are flowers popping out the ground? How come there are trees? How come there's fruit, vegetables, food, produce, livestock, all the good things that's there if you need it, like? Instead of like, why does anyone die? You know. Anyway, I think you've got the message. What I'm saying, like, don't take these things to heart, what you see on the news, because you just fall into Obama's trap. You know what I mean? Because I hate the fucking knob, and I'm sick of seeing him on the fucking screen. Do you know what I mean? I hate the bastard. Anyway, end of. You'll get your comeuppance, Obama, one day. You picked on the wrong man. And you sanction me dole, I'll fucking batter you.